Good evening, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 662 Southwest Stephenson Street here in Lake Oswego. We are located at the front of the home. We're directly out front of the front door here, just in the patio. We have a 4-inch ABS clean out. I'm going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. We'll have water running here in just a moment. We're going to zero the camera counter out right here. We are at the base of the clean out here currently. Here we go. Okay, so again, we have no water running at all. There was a home inspection earlier, so a lot of water has been run down the line. We do have a belly here in the pipe. And at this point right here, just going into it, that water level is going right up to the top of the camera lens, just barely over the top of it. We're just shy of an inch of standing water here. That's a pretty short belly. We'll take another look at that on the way out. We'll get a good measurement on it. Where I typically start to see toilet paper collect is right around the dimensions of that belly. Typically around a 5-foot section at minimum, with around 3/4 to 1 inch of water at minimum is where I will start to see toilet paper collect. Still quite livable at that point. It's mostly a concern if you've got a lot of junk going down the line that shouldn't be going down there. A spot like that for paper towels and feminine hygiene products, cooking oil, can be problematic. Now, this being new construction, and I'm fairly certain that is underneath the concrete here. We'll see how big it is on the way out. It's something I may recommend a repair on. It's not an easy one to get to, unfortunately, though. It's under concrete, it looks like. And it transitions here over to 6-inch PVC pipe. Alrighty, here at 81 feet we have reached the main lateral connection. I'm going to do locates to verify where this is at. Before reeling the camera back in, we're also going to let the line completely drain out. We still have a bit of water coming down. And then we'll take a look at that belly. Aside from the belly though, the rest of what we scoped here is looking great. And we'll, at the end, once it's drained, we'll reverse direction and take the camera as far back inside the crawl space as we can possibly go. Can't always get to the end due to the twists and turns, but we'll make it as far as we can. That's mostly to look for construction debris. It's pretty common on new construction. Alright, located the camera head successfully out the main on Southwest Stephenson. Line travels up the driveway, terminates, probably 8 to 10 feet out from the driveway. Alright, line's all drained out. We're going to go ahead and bring the camera home. That little dangly item there is just a plastic burr from where they cut the pipe. That's not a root intrusion or anything like that. And it's in a spot there where it shouldn't be catching anything. If that were in the flow line or something like that, it might be a problem. That's about 2 inches off the flow line and all the way to the left side of the pipe there. And that will likely break loose at some point too. It's, again, not terribly concerning there. Alright, we are getting close to this belly here. So in total here, this belly is, it stops basically right at about 5 feet. It's just shy of that. Make it a little easier. We'll call it 5 feet. It's actually about 4 feet 10 inches. So after putting water down the line here and filling the belly up, right here, the water line is all the way over the camera lens. So we are at an inch of standing. We're right at it, an inch. And again, this is where I typically start to see toilet paper collect. Does not mean you're just going to get a backup tomorrow. Now, a belly of this size, though, it can be problematic. It is the exact dimensions of where I typically start to recommend repairs on bellies. And again, this is under concrete here. I don't want to start painting the heck out of the steps. If need be, I can come back and do locates. But again, this is under concrete, starts just about 10 inches after the clean out here and extends underneath the front steps. So I am going to recommend a spot repair to correct that, as we do have an inch of standing water here for basically roughly 4.5, 5 feet. What you can also do, if nothing else, is rescope this line before the warranty is up. At that point, it's a little trickier. I've done about 15,000 sewer scopes, so I've seen enough bellies at this point that I know what is and isn't, problematic. Unfortunately, it being a brand spanking new house, we have almost no activity on the sewer line, and so you're not going to get a whole lot in the way of debris buildup. A belly of this size, this is not 3 or 4 inches of water where it's undoubtedly going to block your sewer line up. This is one that has more so to do with the homeowner living habits than anything, especially if you've got little kids and things like that, putting all kinds of big giant wads of toilet paper and stuff down the line. But still, the line should be able to handle at least a small amount of abuse before backing up on you, at least in my opinion. So I am going to recommend that be corrected. If repair is not done now, and I can promise you the line is going to function when you start living here. Again, if you're putting bacon grease down the sink, paper towels down the toilet, tampons, things like that, they're very likely to hang up in that spot. Regular old toilet paper, especially if it's folded and not balled up like a softball, will shoot through that area with very little issue at all. And we do have something in the line here. Unfortunately, my light here is so bright it's washing the picture out. Can't really tell what that is exactly. Let's see if we can knock it loose here or not. Yeah, I can't tell exactly what that is here. It could be, it looks too white to be excess pipe glue, but we definitely have something sitting here. I wish we could get a better view of it. Trying to see if it'll break free from whatever it's connected to here. And whatever it is, it's malleable. It doesn't look like it's rigid or like excess pipe glue would be. We've got a little bit more of that same substance right here. It's possible that's some type of pipe sealant. Some of these joints here I am seeing a white color. Alright, that right there is the end of the line. Going back into the crawl. All this pipe is draining out nicely. My only slight concern here, at least going back into the house, is whatever this item here is, but it's so flexible that it doesn't look like it's just going to catch stuff as it comes down the pipe. There's a little bit more of it right there. But the way that that's set up there, with the way that water is going to flow down the line, what I think you might have here is a little bit of excess pipe glue that some other item got hung up on as it came down the pipe. Similar right here too. Very common with excess pipe glue, those little plastic burrs like you saw further. Some items can get hung up on them. But considering how flexible that is, it moved right out of the way of my camera, went up against it. That does not appear to be something that's going to cause any flow problems there. It needs to be drained clean. That more than likely is going to break loose from there once you start using the house and start putting items down the line. So anyway, all said and done, I recommend this be corrected. This is the belly here in the line. We're going to just going to zero back at it here again. So this starts, I'm basically going to call it a 5-foot belly. It starts just inside the clean out. I mean, barely 6 inches inside of it. And it extends out here. It finally dissipates out right around 5 feet. So we're going to, basically from the clean out to 5 feet, we do have a belly in the line. I'll get this located here just to see how deep it is. I am not going to put paint markings down. For one thing, we're having so much rain right now, it's probably not going to last. I don't want to paint up the front steps unless you know a repair is going to go forward. So you guys can always call me. I live near here and I can come by and put some markings down the ground in the event the repair moves. It does happen. I'll swing by and do that. And so right here where the belly ends at, we are at 4 feet deep. And we're actually in the walking way at this point, or it's all walking way, but we're not actually under the stair steps here currently. We're down ground level underneath the actual walking path as it leads up to the stairs. But the vast majority of it, about 3/4 of it, is under a couple steps here. It's all under concrete, and about 4 feet deep there at the end of the belly. I recommend a spot repair to correct that. If a repair is not done, at the very least, I recommend re-scoping before the year warranty is up. You're going to get a little bit better idea of how much that's affecting the flow of the line there once you've had some usage on it. But the line right now has adequate flow to the main lateral. All the pipe we've scoped is in good condition. There's no cracks, breaches, separated joints, anything like that. The line is functioning at this time. It's not functioning properly as we have a belly, but it is functioning. And I'll show this here real quick in case anyone's curious right where this is at. Now here's our clean out right in front of the front door. So it goes under these 2 steps here and it terminates about 1.5 to 2 feet out from this bottommost step. Or at least the belly stops anyway.